What's up, guys? Today we'll be unboxing the Mortal Kombat 11 Scorpion figure from McFarlan Toys. So let's go ahead and get into it. Here's the full profile of the figure. Just looking at it completely out of the box, like first out of the box, it actually is a really nice built figure. Kind of not liking how his head's like to one side. There's no way really turning his head. But other than that, just first looks at it, of it first coming out of the box, it's actually really well put together figure. If you would like to buy your own figure and you can't seem to find them in the stores, I'll have a link down in the description below to a website where you can be able to purchase this figure, and it will be for retail value. It won't be overpriced at all. It'll be retail value. So be sure, if you want to pick up this figure for yourself, please check the description down below and have a link down there for you guys to pick one up. So let's go ahead and get a closer look at the figure. Alright, let's get a closer look, starting with his legs. We'll start going up. I was really excited when they announced these and released them. I'm a huge Mortal Kombat fan, and I'm excited for the new movie coming out. It looks so much better than the original movie in the early 2000s. I've recently opened and looked at a Sub-Zero figure. I'll have a link also to that video in the description below. You can see his hood is permanently on. There's no way of removing the hood that I know of. I still haven't got a good look at the figure quite yet. Alright, so let's get him off of this turntable and get a closer look at him. Let's get a closer look at that head sculpt. I am loving the look of that with the white in his eyes, with his the furrowed eyebrows and the anger. His head doesn't really turn too much. Like his mask right here, it'll hit his the shoulder pad stuff he has on there. His mask will hit that, so it doesn't give him a full rotation. His vest has almost like a jean feel to it. A denim, that's the word I'm looking for, denim. It has almost like a denim to it, but it is plastic. So it's a hard plastic. The armor here, it also is a very hard plastic too. It would have been better if it was almost as if it was like a rubber material, almost like how this is, that rubbery plastic material. But it's just only these three flaps. Everything else is a very hard plastic. So let's go and look at the points of articulation. So he's got, looks like he can go back and forth, turn, swiveling. So it looks like it's a ball joint for the head. He's got 2 points of articulation. He's got turning and up and down. He's got articulation in the forearm. He has articulation in the elbow. It looks like it's not double jointed. Only got the one joint inside here. Looks like he's got a wrist that's on a peg and also on a ball. He's got hip rotation. He can do a full turn, so it does not swivel back and forth, or back, side to side or back to forth at all. He does have, they're not ball joints, which I wish they were ball joints, but they're not. So he can do the full splits, and he can go back and forth. So there's 2 points of articulation, it looks like, in the thigh area. He has 2 bending points of articulation in his knees. Two points of articulation in the ankles. And then of course they've got that little foot articulation. The paint job on this is actually really well. I don't see any blemishes, running colors, any chips or anything. It's actually quite well painted. The only issue I have is right here is this. I noticed it was on the Sub-Zero figure too. And it made me think there was some form of articulation there, but it just looks like it was just some form of overlapping. It just, that's like the only thing that I don't like about this figure. And the same thing goes for the Sub-Zero figure. Also the fact that his head is stuck to this like weird tilted angle. There's no real getting it back straight. But alright, so let's go ahead and move on to the accessories that comes with this. So we have these that holds his sword. They do have the plastic and the painting of it. It does have that like rubber paint feel to it. Not paint, but rubber feel to it. Like it actually is wrapped, but it's actually plastic. It's not, you know, it doesn't have any kind of material. It is plastic, so. But it does give off that feel almost. Alright, he has his chain. So this looks like you can wrap it around his arm and then have his hand holding it. Let's go ahead and get a close look at this. And then let's look at his swords. So he has a katana and a short sword. These are actually really well done. These are a lot better than the Deathstroke sword. I just wish the Deathstroke sword was a lot better quality and the same quality that they did for Scorpion sword. Deathstroke sword was very flimsy. It was a thin, cheap plastic. Like I barely did this and it just bent completely. But this one is very sturdy, a very good quality sword. So I can be able to do plenty of pictures, moving the sword, you know, putting it back in his hand, removing it, putting it back in his hand, without worries about it bending, breaking, like I would with Deathstroke. That's why I haven't done very much pictures with Deathstroke, because of the fact I'm worried about that sword breaking. So all in all, this is a really good toy. It's a great figure. It's a good quality figure. It comes with plenty of accessories. All the movements are very simple, easy. The knee joints are a tad stiff, but it's not majorly stiff like quite a lot of different figures I've opened. Unlike Sub-Zero, he was able to be easily stood. I could stand him easily. But yeah, Sub-Zero, I couldn't stand him up to save my life. Same thing with the Deathstroke figure. Both of them, I continuously struggled to have them stand. I had to put them on their platform, the base that it comes with, and even then with the base I was still having issues getting him to stand. But no, Scorpion, I got him to stand right away, and even right now he's standing again by himself. So all in all, I think this is a really well made figure. I just recently picked up, if you guys haven't seen it already, the Liu Kang in a pickups video when I was out doing toy hunts. So go back and watch that toy hunt to see where I picked up Liu Kang. I'm still looking for Kong. And that's about it. So I think that's all I have. I do also have a... what's her name? Katana figure. I also have a Katana figure. I'm going to be opening her up pretty soon too. I still have quite a bit of other figures to unbox, but I will be getting to those soon, so keep an eye out for those. I'm going to be uploading continuously throughout the next month, every other day, every day probably. I do have quite a bit of figures to get through, so I'm just going to be trying to get through as much as I can to check these out and be uploading. But yeah, so be sure to keep an eye out for all my other videos coming out soon. And like I said before, there is a link in the description below if you want to pick up this Scorpion for yourself. I'll have, make sure to link the description to that, a link to the toy hunt video where I picked up the Liu Kang, and a link to the Sub-Zero video down in the description below so you guys can check those out. Alright guys, so be sure to subscribe, hit that like button, see you guys next time.